Good start to the tournament, right?
Yes, sir. Yep. We needed that win. I know they just got us Saturday. It was a close game then, tough game then. We knew today we didn't want that same result, so we came out with a little bit of. At first, actually, I can't even lie. The energy wasn't very good. They had a hot start, but eventually we overcame that, and that's what matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree. The energy made a difference. Once we started locking in on that, we made a push, and saw the result.
What was the key to your breakout game today, Jack? You had a nice tied your career high with 23.
Man, just being ready to play, man. Every game is gonna be different, but if you come ready to play, ready to win, who knows what can happen. Yeah.
Brandon, what was the turnaround for you guys tonight? Because they looked like they couldn't miss a shot.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we just got to weather through. You'd like to think they're not going to continue to make shots the whole entire game. And if they do, hats off to them. But like you said, they didn't. We weathered through that, and we continued to just stay right with them and not lay down when they got a lead on us.
You've seen, you played against IU Indy a lot of times. They're much improved, aren't they?
Absolutely. That's a well-coached team. A lot of good players on that team, and they I don't think their record speaks for how good they are and how good they could have been this year.
You guys got Robert Morris. Both those games were very close. You could have won there, pulled one out here at home. What's your thoughts?
It's a tough game. They won the regular season outright. And yeah, we had close games with them earlier in the year, but to be honest with you, that doesn't matter right now. It's almost like a new season per se, because we got to go up there. They're going to be ready for us. They're going to sit on this for a night or two, and they're going to have a lot of good film of us, so they're going to be ready, and we're going to have to be ready too if we want to go up there and get a win.
Yeah, I agree. The main thing is going to be going in there, being ready to do it and do it. You just got to go in and try to win. It's two good teams. Obviously, we 1-1. Could have been 2-0, but we're going in there with a lot of confidence. So trying to get it done. Yeah.
Brandon, Aldi came out this week. I don't know if you noticed. You were on the second team. Just wondering how you felt about that honor.
Yeah, I'm grateful. Anytime you can be recognized in a conference full of great players like we have, I'm honored. Again, the most important award would have been getting, better seed, to be honest with you, but we didn't. We finished 8th, and it is what it is. But we have a chance. We're still playing, and that's something we have. Looking forward to it. But again, I'm honored to be recognized as a player on the All-League team. It means a lot to me.
Extremely excited, obviously, to get the win, and I thought that first half really felt just like a postseason. You could feel the tension in our building. You could feel just their start shooting the ball, and I think that you got to give a lot of credit to their staff and their kids. I mean, that's what they've been all year. They're a very good offensive team, and I thought our focus was so much on Zelenskis and Walker. And in the first half, we held them 2 for 8, and it was everybody else. And just very, very proud of our guys handling. March is just a different emotional beast. And especially when you're playing at home and a team gets off to that type of start, it can just stun you. And I love just the resolve of our guys to stay in there, stick with it, and had a number of guys contribute and play well. 27 assists, 11 turnovers. I'd like to be better defensively, but sometimes you got to win with your offense, and I'm certainly not going to complain just with getting the win here because, again, they're a very good offensive team. And how about Jack Doumbia? I mean, that kid just, to only play 10 minutes in his stat line and kind of that frustration he felt his response, very proud of him and so many of our guys. But now the excitement for me is just, yes, survive in advance and all the March cliches, but for our team, we're just trying to win multiple games in a row. So there's a consistency piece that is just bigger than all of this for us, and the challenge to be this team and consistent for each other. That's what I'm looking forward to Thursday night.
is it too quick to get into Robert Morris?
No,
Yeah, two really close games could have gone either way.
yeah. And they're, I don't know, in their last 13, I think maybe I might be wrong on that, where they're only allowed, but yeah, 2 dog fights. I love their team. Obviously, they got the coach of the year, player of the year, a number of guys. Dickerson, all defense. Cam Woods is probably as good a closer in the league, and Bulgaris just does so much for them. And we know a ton about them. Big fans of Coach Toole, and it's going to be a great environment and everything that you hope it to be when you sign up for this. But yeah, 2 dog fights up there. We didn't have Alex, and I know he's excited to play up there, and I think our team is confident just in terms of what we've been through and the opportunity to just redeem is the word I use. Redeem our time, redeem some previous pain and failure. That opportunity is a great one.
I just drew a blank. When we go across the room
Sure.
here.
I was just gonna ask you, Coach, what a improvement IU Indy is. You guys have had another game against them, and they were always an easy, everybody said, that's an easy win, but not no more.
No, Paul's done a great job. And, and you could see, I've said this, I thought their conference schedule, they had a heartbreaking loss, NKU to start. Milwaukee, I think that was an overtime game. Their season, I thought, was very comparable to ours. And they had a few losses that could have swayed the belief. They got some really good young kids. He's a really good, just competitive coach. They run great stuff. They have very good offensive players. So he's the right guy for the job there, and they're not going to be, the IUPUI of old. I mean, IU Indy, I think they're headed in a very, very good direction.
You mentioned their offense. Isn't it tough for your players with offense because they seem like they're always moving, no standing around?
Yeah, they just, they shoot it. They all shoot. I mean, they were 14 of 24, and they can spread you out. They have a good blend of shot making, but ball in hand, dynamic players. They're bigs, can play on the perimeter, and they can hurt you on drives, and they just it's who they are. I mean, their offensive numbers, I think they're second or third in efficiency. So a team like that, again, I'd love to not give up 85, but for us to have 98 and shoot 74% in the second half, that's and to get them by 60 on the glass. That's where the game is won. We beat them the first time. We got them by 9 on the glass. They beat us Saturday. They got us by 9. Now we got them by 16, and because that's all we talked about between Saturday and tonight.
And just one more for me. Everybody had just said that IU Indians always had good players. They just needed the right coach, and it seemed like they got the guy.
Yeah, that's it's a great city. I played against the IUPUI of George Hill and Ron Hunter when people are excited when you're winning anywhere. So I know what can be done there, and sometimes you just got to get the right pieces, and the timing has to be right, and it seems like Paul's headed in that direction.
Like you mentioned earlier about just that march, and you could feel the weight of the importance of the game. In a sense, going against a number 1 seed, is that kind of on them? And is there a little bit of we can play free or loose?
I sure hope so. There should be. And that's why I think this game and a lot of just that nervous energy, we felt it. I mean, we should win this game. The team gets off to that type of start, and you're immediately faced with that oh no moment, and you can just feel it. And it's great. And it's different in March. You can just so I'm glad our team and we kind of had to go through that tonight. Even it wasn't just a blowout; it was back and forth in the second half. I think that helps you. Now Robert Morris will be a different beast. That'll be, I'm guessing, their best crowd of the year. And we played 2 close games, and it's But I think there should be some of that, Doug. But March is just a different animal, and each game has been so different for our group. It's more, again, as cliche as this is, like we're just trying to stack some consistency here, and that's our main thing.
I did think I did have a game question from tonight. the game was getting away from you, not that it would have all the way, but those subs you went with, Jack, Andrew, and Logan,
Mm-hmm.
I thought they really got you back, and it was important to get back to even by halftime.
Yeah, they were huge. They were huge. We had, we had a few guys just with a little bit of that, like, you get hit in the mouth and it just kind of can come on you in waves. And, Brandon had a little bit of that look. So for Logan to come in and give us a bird, and then, Jack to have 23, 12, and 7, an 8 of 8. And just, he took a charge in the first half that really propelled us. And he had some offensive rebounds that gave us some life. Then Andrew just come in and go, 2 for 4 and just be steady, taking care of the ball. Brandon carries around a lot, and he needs that. And I thought those guys complimented him well tonight. And then he showed up in the second half. Those 2 big free throws off that flagrant were huge. And I thought Keaton did a great job of just getting us settled in. And a number of guys go down the line, everybody, even Solomon, to go 0 for 2. And this has to just be so much more of our DNA here. It did not impact his effort defensively. So very pleased with everybody.
One of the things that really led into that comeback was getting the ball moved around on the court. Specifically, there are a lot of cross-court heaves
Mm-hmm.
to get to an open man, which worked. Do you feel comfortable allowing the team to continue to do that, like going forward as well?
When threes are going in, yeah. I mean, so we shot so many. I think we were 10 of 21 from 3. And it's just like, man, we got to get it inside. But I think we're one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country. You want balance, but it was just a matter of time until the lid kind of came off. And I thought a lot of that, you relax when you can get some stops. And again, when you have 27 assists and 11 turnovers, as a coach, you just, you let them play. So I don't know if I answered your question, but yeah, I was happy. I was a little concerned midway through the first just because we were getting 2, 3 happy. But looking back now at the complete game, I don't have much to say about the offense.
Brandon,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Brandon mentioned that he didn't think that the energy was great at the beginning. Knowing that you're going to Robert Morris, you said they're going to have probably the biggest crowd. What, if anything, can you do to keep that from happening there, or is it just on the players to come out?
Yeah, I just don't. If you need, it's the conference quarterfinal game. You're playing the 1 seed at their place, like and you got 48 hours, and you dreamt of this, like that's the deal. So if we come out flat, it's nerves. It's just a little tentativeness, which we've been at some starts. But tonight, I think you got to give IU Indy a lot of credit for that. And you're playing at home, and just there's some dynamics that you have to play through and fight through. I'm so proud of just how they did, because that can snowball, and it has on our team, and they just kept coming.
Haven't had a chance to ask you about all league,
Mm-hmm.
And I do not want to cause any trouble between you and the league commissioners.
Right.
But I was a little surprised, just personal opinion, that Brandon was only a second team pick. Average has improved by 5 points from last year.
Right.
And he was second team last year.
Yeah. And then, I think the only thing that you can understand is we finished 8th. And a coach's call, it was pretty well understood that people wanted to vote for the guys that finished in the top part of the league. And I get that. I respect that. And really, when you look at that list, I mean, there's a lot of good players. And I think for Brandon's sake, where we finished had the main thing to do with it. I don't think it was a knock on Brandon. It was just they wanted to honor the guys that finished in the top part of the league.
We've seen them all.
Yeah, right.
We've seen everybody.
I know.
Do you feel like anyone should have gotten either third or defensive honors at the same time?
Defensive, yeah, Solomon did. No, I thought they were pretty fair. I really did, and it's for me to really go to we have to win. We can't finish 8th. If we were first, second, or third, this would feel a lot different from me. The fact that we're 8th and we finished where we did defensively, it speaks for itself. And our guys are, I think Brandon, that probably took him back a little bit, but our guys are so focused on, again, redeeming a 14-17 record and finishing the story here for this team in March. And I think having that behind us and maybe there's a little bit of motivation. I don't think so. Our guys' minds are clear.
Brendan said he was honored to be second team, but he said a better thing would have been a higher seed. Think
And
about the team. That's
Yeah, he means that. Yeah, he means that. If you know Brandon, and everybody deals with a little bit of, the selfishness. But Brandon, I think how he carries himself, just some of the loyalty to Wright State, his staff, I think he's very real in that sense that he wants to win for this school. And yeah, he would have probably liked to have been first, but I do believe him when he says the higher seed would have been more important to him.